Live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's get out of here!
Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show are presented by Alfa Insurance, Auto, Home, Life, Business. Alfa Insurance.
30 seconds.
Also brought to you by Ford, proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Make Baumhauer's Victory Grill your big game headquarters all season long. Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. And by Bud Light. Bud Light.
10 seconds.
Easy to enjoy. Now here's the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart.
And welcome to a packed house here at Baumhauer's Victory Grill for another edition of Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance, Auto, Home, Life, Business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. A packed house indeed. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody getting their feast before the feast for tomorrow here at Baumhauer's in Tuscaloosa. And so glad that you have joined us on radio, social media, all the different ways that you can follow us for our program each and every week. Also want to remind you that if you want to submit a question for Coach DeBoer as part of the show, then you can go to the UA Athletics Hey Coach live stream on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll get some questions from there as well over the course of the show tonight. Our program brought to you in part by J&J Apparel, your trusted source for Bama gear. New Alabama hats, T-shirts, and polos arriving daily with Christmas, of course, right in our sites. You can visit online at jnjapparel.net or shop their retail store in person at 1926 University Boulevard in downtown Tuscaloosa, RTR with J&J. A packed show tonight. Coming up, of course, at 6:30, it will be the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide football team playing in the Iron Bowl this weekend down on the Plains. Head coach Kalen DeBoer here live with us at Baumhauer's Victory Grill, and also one of the standouts on his defense, one of the captains for the Crimson Tide, Deontay Lawson, scheduled to be with us tonight on the program as well. In addition, we'll check in live from Las Vegas. The Crimson Tide playing late tonight. A lot of folks will eat here at Baumhauer's, get a nap, then tune back in at 11 o'clock tonight when the game tips off, 11 Central, for Alabama against Maryland in their final game out in the Players' Challenge there in Vegas. And Roger Hoover is on the call. Will be with us to preview that matchup and also talk a little about what the Tide has done in two games so far, going 1-1 in that great event that so many teams are playing in, highly ranked teams are playing in out in Las Vegas. When we come back, we're going to talk with Dan Waters, who is the head coach of the Alabama track and field and cross country teams, a national champion for the Crimson Tide in cross country. Doris Limgale will be, once again wins the championship, and we are so happy for her first time actually for a national champion there in cross country for the Crimson Tide. A great honor for her, and we'll be talking with Coach Moore on details concerning that in just a few moments. Do want to remind you that Game Day Done Right's the exclusive provider of reserved tailgating opportunities for the University of Alabama. Looking ahead already to next year, packages for all group sizes for a single game or the entire season. You can visit them at GameDayDoneRight.com for your game day needs next season. And also new in 2025, there's the very strong potential that we'll be busy at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium with another game, but you can also get ready to roll into the holiday season on the evening of December 2nd. It's the inaugural Merry and Bright Under the Stadium Lights holiday experience inside Saban Field at Bryant-Denny. Tickets on sale now. It includes a holiday-themed light show, free hot chocolate, and tours of the stadium. For tickets and more information, visit RollTide.com. Coach Dan Waters joining us next, talking Bama track and field and cross country here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
You're live.
Welcome back to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. To get into Hey Coach tonight, give us a call at 877-202-BAM as we broadcast live for Baumhauer's Victory Grill, your big game headquarters. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But first, we welcome in the head coach of the Crimson Tide cross-country team. Just finished competing in the NCAA championships. Coach Dan Waters. Coach, great to see you. Congratulations on some great accomplishments for your team and individuals as well.
Thank you, Chris. It's great to be here. It's been a great season. We had a lot of fun this year.
I want to talk about that, but first, I want to talk about the fact that I ran into you. Was it last week?
It was this Saturday.
Was
it was Sunday. This Sunday.
Yeah. Okay. So Sunday. I knew it was within the past week or so. We'd run into each other. You literally had just gotten back from coaching at the NCAA championships, and you go right into the most important role, Dad.
Absolutely.
You got flag football for your son, and you got to get a computer fix for your daughter, right?
That's exactly right. I coach in a flag football game. I always tell everybody I'm the highest paid flag football coach in the country. and I coached my son's team, the Chargers, and we had a little Hoover tournament. And then after that, we had to go to the Apple Store, and I bumped into you.
You did indeed. And it's just cool that you get that family time. I know it's special to you, but those student athletes are your kids as well. And to see them finish the women inside the top 20 for the sixth consecutive year. You finished 16th. Pretty special to see that happen again, and the consistency of where your program is.
Yeah, the women's team, they finished 16th, which is a scrappy finish for us because we had a bunch of injuries this year that kind of set us back. We had a girl that was literally on a wheelie cart in a boot, at the national championship. She couldn't run. We had another girl that was a significant player that she couldn't compete either. So, the scrappy finish that they were able to put together was pretty good. We actually had probably a little higher hopes as we started the season, but to finish 16th and to do what they did, I was super proud of those girls.
It's a really nice team accomplishment, again, with what they faced. But the standout, as usual, Doris Limgale, individual national title, course record, meet record, first women's runner to go back-to-back in 14 years since 2010, 2011. Unbelievable accomplishment for her.
She's just setting the world on fire. Every time she gets on the course, she sets a new record, does something super special. She's just like, you're just gifted with one of the very special athletes ever in our program. It's like, when Coach Hart has one, or Coach Murphy has, one of the super athletes, or Margot in swimming and diving. She's just one of those ones that we're going to talk about for a very long time.
When they come in, you obviously have to help the student athlete develop. When the starting point is as high as it was with Doris, that's got to be even more challenging for you, I would think, all right, where can we take her? She's already great. How can we make her elite or historically great?
Yeah, so her first cross-country national championship, she finishes second as a true freshman, and then she's won their sophomore year and her junior year. And she was actually challenged. There was a great athlete from BYU that there was a lot of chatter in the cross-country world that this girl could challenge her, and she put a pretty big number up on her. She beat her pretty good, and so it was a great race. I mean, it was all credit to the freshman at BYU, but Doris just put on a whole nother level, and she set the course record, NCAA meet record. I mean, just things I just can't believe what she's able to accomplish.
And after she had done something in a similar vein at the SEC, Runner of the Year, and I'm not going to gloss over, even though you probably like for me to, you were named the Men's Coach of the Year. Congratulations on that honor for you. You got the Freshman of the Year on the women's side, and Karen Kipligat, and some other titles, Region Coach of the Year for you, Doris, Region Runner of the Year. I know the team designation is what you strive for, but this is truly a sport where it's okay if you're just great individually, because you being the best you can possibly be does indeed raise the level of the team as a whole.
Yeah, it's obviously really easy. So just, basic cross country, you score the top 5 individuals. And so when you start out with number 1, you're really only scoring 4 people and everybody else is 5. So it's a big advantage having Doris on the roster. So, she's been leading our program for the last 3 years. So she's just incredibly special. But we had Karen and Cynthia, both were true freshmen. And Karen was 11th at the national championships, and I think Cynthia was 17th, which is phenomenal. Those are great runners too. Those will be some of the very best in our program going on.
We got a little more to talk with you about, Coach, if you'll sit tight with us. But again, we are at Baumhower's Victory Grill. Baumhower's has been voted the best wings in Alabama and the #1 sports-themed restaurant in the state, offering fan favorites. Baumhower's great for catering, carry-out, and dining in all season long. Legendary food, legendary fun. Baumhower's Victory Grill. It's our home for Hey Coach, and we'll continue with Coach Dan Waters in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome back to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Chris Stewart with, of course, the Vice President, General Manager of the network, Jim Carabin. Tom Stipe, our producer engineer here on site. Lucy Williams is our studio engineer, and our social media producer, Ethan Carabin. Glad to have you with us, and glad to have Coach Dan Waters from Alabama Cross Country with us for a few more moments. We talked mostly about the ladies and Doris and what she accomplished with NCAA championship once again, but the men's team, Coach, another great year as well, and finishing 6th in the NCAA's, highest finish since 2009 when that squad finished 3rd, a team that you coached back in 2011 as well. I know the NCAA finish in a top 10 is quite an accomplishment for this group.
Yeah, you know, we started the season, I think we were ranked 10th most of the season long, so we feel like finishing 6th in the country is, you know, better than we went in, I guess, ranked. And then, you know, we felt like if everything went well, we could, you know, finish about there, and we felt like we had a great meet. That
same group, Coach, able to win prior to that the SEC title, a great achievement there. We talked about the women finishing 2nd as a team, Doris winning the individual title, but the men won for the 2nd time in 4 years. 2nd straight year that Alabama teams have finished top 2 with the women. 2024 champions, the men finishing 2nd and then flipping it in 2025. Talk about the challenge that the SEC alone is and what that means for them to be able to claim that league championship.
So it's two great stories of the SEC meet. So we walked in the SEC meet, and there was 6 teams that had a chance to win. And there were 6 coaches thinking like, hey, if we have a good day today, we're going to win this championship. So for us to win, that was exciting. But we also doubled up the next team. So we just completely said, no, you're not going to win today. We're going to get this done. And then Dismas has been our leader all year long, and he's been finishing first for us. Well, Dismas sacrificed an individual place, went back and ran with our number 4 or 5 runners kept them online, made sure they were doing what they were supposed to do. Once he knew they were good, then he went up to the front. You don't see that kind of leadership, that kind of special athletic ability to be able to drop back in a race and move up and have conversations with the people that are in the race saying, hey, you need to stay right here in order for us to win, and then went up and did the best he could.
Right.
Like, if anybody that knows anything about cross country, for somebody to be able to do that, that's really super special.
And like you said, sacrificing perhaps the individual accomplishment to make sure that he's encouraging the teammates to come along and then go back and achieve what he did.
That's exactly right. So the kid that ended up winning the SEC title, he ended up beating at the national championship. But like Dismas only finished 4th in the SEC because most of the race he was sitting in about 15th, 16th place, making sure our guys did what they were supposed to do. And then once he figured they're okay, then he tried to charge up the front, ran out of time.
Unbelievable.
That's cool. It was really cool.
Achievement. We got a guy from here in Tuscaloosa that was a part of that. Coach, as we finish with you, tell us his story.
Carson Berrien is a fifth-year senior with us. His daddy is a professor here on campus. He's been such a great leader for us. He's our team captain for 2 years. Just one of those guys that runs 100 miles a week and just puts in the work time and time again. He's had some injuries, and he finally was able to put together a really spectacular season and ran great every single race, and he got better and better. It was one of those proud moments when, his goal was to come in and win the SEC championships. He wanted to come and help lead this team and do something special. For him to do that was just such a great, great story.
Great story indeed. Coach, thank you for the time. Congratulations again on a phenomenal season, and before we blink, it'll be time to start things up with track and field, right?
Shoot, we go indoors on the 7th of December, so we're on.
It's that time.
It's on it again.
Coach, thank you so much.
Thank
Coach
you, Chris.
Dan Waters joining us from Alabama Cross Country, the men's and women's coach, along with track and field as well. We're coming back. We're going to go to Vegas briefly and talk with Roger Hoover about the Bama men's team in action tonight. Stay with us here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome back to Hey Coach, coming to you live from Baumhower's Victory Grill. 10 minutes from now, we'll be talking Alabama football with Coach Kalen DeBoer, but right now we head to Vegas and we talk with Roger Hoover, who's got the tough assignment of heading out there and hanging out with Brian Passink for the first part of Thanksgiving week.
Let's put it on the Cheaters.
1-1 for Alabama so far in the tournament, Roger, and big game coming up tonight against Maryland to wrap things up.
Viva Las Vegas! Yeah, we're having a good time out here in Vegas. Feeling a lot better after the win last night for the Crimson Tide against UNLV. Obviously learned some tough lessons against Gonzaga, but good to bounce back. Sometimes, Chris, in Vegas, you lose on your first night, you make it back on the second, then you have a chance on the third night to go home with some money. So hopefully it's going to be a similar story for the Crimson Tide tonight against Maryland.
Play with the same guts and courage you did to start off that way, then we should be just fine. But it's a great event. Some really best teams in the country are out there right now, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are, and Alabama's seeing high-level competition, even though they're catching programs like UNLV and Maryland with first-year head coaches, guys like Josh Pastner at UNLV, who brought in so many new players to his roster, I believe 13 new players. Tonight we're going to see for Maryland, I believe, coming up 14 new players on this roster for Buzz Williams, who we got to know well at Texas A&M over the years. But it's still a high-level event. More and more teams are going to be coming to the Players Era Championship coming up in the future as well. As it expanded this year, Alabama went to the championship game when it was only a few teams a year ago, but now this has become the premier pre-college basketball tournament in the nation. If you look at the week of Thanksgiving week, where it used to always be about the battle for Atlantis to the Maui Invitational, now it's all about Las Vegas and all these great teams that are not just playing for the pride of trying to get some wins, trying to learn about themselves early in the year, but when NIL money is on the table, it's certainly important, and that's why I think Nate Oates continues to like this tournament, and he's liked what he has seen from the Crimson Tide over the last couple ball games.
115-76. What's that? The second highest offensive point total in program history? Good grief.
Yeah, very impressive last night. I mean, the shots have not been falling for Alabama. Even in the Illinois game where Alabama scored 90 points, still didn't feel like he had a great shooting performance in that game, and then certainly didn't feel that way against Gonzaga. But then you get a player like Aiden Holloway, really hot from beyond the arc. He's tough to slow down. He only missed one three-pointer last night in his 6 attempts, and the one time he did miss a three-pointer, Alabama got an offensive rebound, gave it right back to him, top of the key, and he hits another three-pointer. So he ties a career high with 26 points last night, and it was just balanced scoring all throughout. London Jemison had a career high as he was able to score 18 points for the Crimson Tide. Great to see Alabama use some of the freshmen last night, like Davion Hanna, extended minutes as well for London Jemison, and then Amari Allen, the SEC Freshman of the Week, continues to be a guy you really can't take off the floor, not just with his scoring, 13 points against UNLV, but he's so good rebounding the basketball. That's what we saw in Chicago, and he's continuing to do it here in Las Vegas.
Roger, I've only got about 15 or 20 seconds with you, but quickly, Bama women 7-0 after a victory over Minnesota today. Christy Curry's team off to a great start, and Ace Austin, the SEC Freshman of the Week as well.
Yeah, I love seeing that for Ace Austin. Had a lot of hype coming into her Alabama career, but she is living up to it. And then Jessica Timmons, we missed her badly last year with injury. She is a difference maker. And if you were looking, how could Alabama replace some of the production by Leah Nye, Sarah Ashley Barker? Right now, Timmons, Austin, Carly Weathers, Essence Cody, all doing it at a very high level.
I told Passink I need a quarter on 33 red. I got you putting a quarter on 33 black. I'm covered. If you'll both take care of that for me.
Yeah, we're going to come home winners no matter what, Chris.
You're exactly right. And I'll never see that quarter. Hey, appreciate you both. Thanks so much. Take care. Roger Hoover taking over the play-by-play this week for Alabama men's basketball in Vegas. Of course, the regular voice for women's hoops as well. Both teams faring very well during this holiday week. We're coming back, and we got more. Stay with us here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. where all Bama fans go for their officially licensed gear. Shop for game day and make an easy one-stop shop for all those Bama fans on your holiday shopping list. Plus, you earn $10 in rewards for every $150 spent. So go see our friends at Alumni Hall or alumnihall.com and have a Roll Tide holiday. Head coach Kalen DeBoer joins us next here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, it's time for the Kalen DeBoer Show on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. Now with head coach Kalen DeBoer, here's Chris Stewart.
Welcome back, everybody. Glad you're with us before a packed house here at Baumhauer's Victory Grill just before Thanksgiving. And, of course, the Iron Bowl, a great crowd here for our show presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. This segment of Hey Coach brought to you by Homewood Suites by Hilton in downtown Tuscaloosa. Make yourself at home at Homewood Suites. Stay in comfort and enjoy the great options at the on-site 205 bar and restaurant. Homewood Suites Tuscaloosa, proud to be a preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide, and we are proud to welcome in the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Kalen DeBoer. Coach, good to see you as always. Before we turn to the obvious, a chance to look back for just a moment at the last regular season home game. Great shutout victory. What'd you like from your team in that 56-0 victory over Eastern Illinois?
Yeah, I think there was still opportunities where we got a chance to work on some things and get better, and that's the goal for us each and every day we step on the football field. And so got a lot of guys a chance to play, some that have never played, and got reps that they'll remember forever, and that's pretty special because they put a lot in this program too. There's a lot of sacrifice that guys that came here and have the dream, and they got a chance to go out there and enjoy a few plays.
Talk about making the most of your opportunity. One that just stands in my mind because I saw his father before the game, Cade Carruth's dad, who played at Ole Miss. Cade's uncle, Paul Carruth, played at Alabama, but this is a young man who gets an opportunity. By golly, made the most of it. Nice little 10-yard run in the time that he was in there, right?
Yeah. So it probably shouldn't have been in his hands. but there was no way he said he was giving the ball up.
At least he was honest.
There was actually a throw that he could have made for a little bubble screen, and we 100% were thinking he was probably going to throw it out there. And you know, I don't know the last time I saw him take a rep with the, you know, offense out there getting a chance. And he's, you know, in every meeting, you know, and knows exactly what's going on. He's all ready to go. He dissected it and said he saw a hole and he was going to make sure he got that in the stat column. And so sometimes you just got to enjoy those moments and appreciate it for what it's worth.
He saw a hole, but he also saw Gazzaniga warming up, and he knew he wasn't going to be out there long anyway, so might as well,
he was
right?
Getting one play, one or two, and we're trying to get the other guys opportunities too. So pretty funny. The guys, we got a chance to laugh about that one in the locker room. Everyone just appreciates guys like Cade, and he's a super, not kid anymore, young man, and yeah, you want him to execute the play, but you can't say he's had too many reps. And he can always claim that, right?
Right.
Man, I haven't got any reps with this coach. We got to make the most of it.
And if he didn't move the sticks, he came close to it.
The funny thing is how everyone else just didn't even flinch. You know, everyone else just ran the play, and he just didn't even flinch, and no one else did either, and just, you know, ran up in there and got the yards.
That's awesome. Great story. Coach, our fans got to honor not only Cade, but the rest of the seniors. What have those guys as a class meant to the success of this team so far?
Well, you know, there's guys that have been here over the course of 5 years, you know, and the wins that they have, there's guys that are competing in conference championships and big games in the playoffs and stuff, and so they mean a lot. They mean a lot to the history of this program, but for me personally, they mean a lot because they really helped bridge the gap on the time of you know, Coach Saban to myself, and you know, you need as much stability, and stability comes with continuity of coaches, continuity of staff, players, and that's what these guys bring. And they bring some continuity, and they understand at least you can kind of go to them and feel things out, and they tell you the truth because they really care.
Sure. 1-0 against Auburn. First trip to Auburn. What are your thoughts? What does this game, I should say, the rivalry, mean to you and this squad?
Yeah, well, I mean, it means a lot to everyone. It's obviously in-state here. You know, the thing that you always talk about in the recruiting process is, you know, Alabama football, and there is no NFL team. You know, you're the pro team, and and you know, there's no NBA basketball, there's no Major League Baseball. I understand we all have teams around the area or whatever, but man, this is, you know, this is why it's one of the many reasons why Alabama football is so popular. And this rivalry is in-state. It's not a rivalry that crosses states. It's in-state, and you know, for us, it's, you know, we understand and we get that, and it's a source of pride for bragging rights for the entire year to come.
You're right about the in-state part. I mean, it's one thing when you're playing Tennessee or Georgia, but man, when you got to go to church with them the next day, Coach, that's tough.
Right.
That's a tough deal. Let's talk about the fact you got to prepare for 3 quarterbacks this week. What have you seen from their trio on tape?
Yeah, well, I think you have an idea of where it starts, and you know, they'll possibly play multiple quarterbacks. There's differences, but you know, one throws left-handed, you know, and that'd be one. But I think for the most part, there's a lot of the systematic things that they do that will be the same no matter who's out there. And so they got the receivers and the running backs and the guys that are the threats around them that you really got to be concerned with, and what they do within their offense. So that, you know, covering down and those concepts and being able to be physical against the run game. They all run the ball as quarterbacks, and so that part is an element that we got to be ready for as well.
It's also a little different situation, Coach, even though they're multiple quarterbacks. It seems to me, with a lot of changes around the country, coaching changes well before the end of the year, this is one of the few where a team is playing its best football now, and that's not a commentary on anything or anybody that was there before, but just simply instead of splintering, they've actually gotten better to this point, which can make it even more of a challenge or a different type of challenge, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And so, you know, that's what it's going to be, and we got to be just prepare and focus on us. And continue to improve. Like I said, going into last week, we got to continue to do that this week. We still have a couple more days, and just dialing it in. And so, but they offensively, I think is where you really see them scoring more points, and the Vanderbilt game in particular, really putting up a lot of points there, and getting the ball distributed to their playmakers. And so defensively, they've been extremely strong all season long.
Boy, those wideouts are really, really good, aren't they?
They are. Down the field threats, guys that they want to get the ball to in space and let them break tackles and create on their own. And then, they can stretch you horizontally and vertically. So downhill run game that you got to be ready for as well.
Good front seven, really good. Talk about the challenge they present for that side of the ball.
Yeah, they attack, and they understand each other. They understand their scheme. It's multiple years now under the same coordinator, and so it's just grown, and more reps equals better execution. And we look at it the same way in our program, but they got some playmakers. They got some guys with some length, the athleticism, and some twitch, and so they create chaos, and then that helps out the back half, especially because people are getting after the quarterback and stuff in the run.
Holiday coming up, tradition. With that, we got our own first question brought to you by Alabama 811 to help prevent injuries, outages, and loss of life. Call 811 or visit al811.com before you dig. It's free, it's simple, and it's the law, and keeping the tradition, the holiday, and the whole year through. It's Pee Wee down in Grand Bay is the first caller. Go ahead, buddy. Hey, Pee Wee.
Hello?
Hey, Pee Wee, go ahead, buddy.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we got you. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how are you this evening?
Good. I thought maybe you took the holiday off there, Pee Wee. We were getting nervous.
No, sir. No, sir. Coach, if I could for just a quick second, I would like to make a comment about something that happened last week at the ball game. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I've had season tickets for 33 years, and I heard some of our fans boo one of our players, and that is totally unacceptable. There is no reason whatsoever that any of our fans should ever boo any of our players. So I just wanted to get on my high horse for a minute and say that, but I was very, very disappointed in that. That's not the way that we are. We got a lot more class than that. So on to the game. Coach, I just want to ask a question about the health of the offensive line. I know we had Parker was out last week, and we had a little bit more. Maybe some guys had some stingers or something. I'm just wondering how we're doing on the health standpoint.
Yeah, every day is important for a number of these guys, and every day they're getting better. And we still have a few days, and our training staff is amazing, and it's crazy how they can almost tell you when something happens, an injury, what those daily steps are going to look like. Jeff Allen can dial it in and just never ceases to amaze me, and he's pretty on point. And so these guys are making the progress that we need to make, and looking forward to have them out there. So there's obviously limited reps and things like that some of them have to take, but that's this time of year that happens all the time across college football.
Thank you for the call, Pee Wee. If you got a question, give us a call, 877-202-BAMA, and also you can be a part of the program through the UA Athletics Hey Coach live stream on Facebook or YouTube as well to submit your question. This particular week, tell us how things have gone for Connor Talty as a kicker, just because of, again, you made the statement about being behind a guy, staying with a teammate. Talk about what it can be, because those guys are like among the most lonely people in the world, even when things are going well. It's a different skill set that's required mentally as well as physically, Coach.
Yeah, like I talked on Monday in our press conference, and I think I've heard even multiple players show their support. We're all human, right? And so, number one, we're going to make mistakes. Sometimes our reaction to those mistakes and responses aren't perfect. I do the same thing. We have other players that do the same thing. And I think it's a lot about how you respond even to that when you go back to those people. And Connor is a guy that, when you watch and you can see him all practice long, you can see him working with those guys. He's grinding just like the rest of our team. Our players and his teammates totally understand, and he's worked that out with them after the Oklahoma game, and they all moved on. And again, unfortunately, there's a kick that's missed and things like that. But he's tried to right the wrong every way he can within our team, and our guys completely have moved on from that. Rooting for him, got his back, and that's all I can ask as the head coach is that whatever we do, me included, within, that it. Inside that building, we are tight, and in the end, you just keep taking those steps, and you try to win everyone back over by doing more right things to prove who you really are down the road.
Awesome. 877-202-BAMA. If you want to be a part of the program, we'll get to more of your phone calls. Again, still to come, Deontay Lawson joining us here at Baumhower's Victory Grill, but more of your calls from the audience as well with Coach Kalen DeBoer next here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Their 44-yard line. Kevin Riley in the backfield. Behind the quarterback, Simpson, who operates from the pistol. Two wideouts left. Play action. Tide looking with time. Downfield. Has a man. Catches. Made 20, 15, 10-5. Walking into the end zone. That's Jeremy Menard. And that is 6 more for the Crimson Tide.
Welcome back to Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. I'm Chris Stewart, the head coach of the Crimson Tide. Of course, with us, if you'd like to be a part of the show, again, you can submit your question on the UA Athletics Hey Coach live stream on Facebook or YouTube. We'll be getting some of those questions in a moment. But, Coach, we've got a question from the audience, a regular here over the years for Hey Coach of the show, but for Coach, please say your name and go ahead with your question.
Hi, Coach. I'm Karen Shaw. I live here in Tuscaloosa. And my question is, I know over the years you've coached at several places, and you've been here almost 2 years now. What is the thing about Tuscaloosa or the university that surprises you the most that you were not expecting before you came here?
That I wasn't expecting.
besides grits?
Gal, I got asked this question a couple weeks ago, and I had a great answer, and I forgot what the answer was. I thought about it when I walked away. I was like, they'll never expect that one. And I was sitting here trying to think of what it was. But, no, there's a lot. I think from afar you understand the passion that exists around this program and the city of Tuscaloosa and how the university and just such a focal point for not just the city but the region. And I don't know if it's really a lot that surprises me. It's just fun being a part of it. And family and all that. It doesn't surprise me on how everyone's just so tight knit and all of that. I think I've said it many times. Probably the part that surprises me just in general about the state is the southern part.
Right.
I've driven through here multiple times, recruiting and things like that over the years at different places I've been through Birmingham and even down further south, but I've never been down on the coast. And, the last 2 years been down there many times and seen how beautiful it is down there.
Yeah, good deal. Thank you, Karen. Appreciate the question. Coach, we've got one from our AL.com Alabama football Facebook page. It's from Dwight in Red Bay, Alabama. Hey, Coach, last week was about saluting the seniors. Want to congratulate on a great freshman class. Can you comment on their contributions to this year's team? Roll Tide and beat Auburn. That is, again, from Dwight in Red Bay, Alabama.
Yeah, I think, again, tying the seniors and the freshmen together and really our whole team, I can't say enough about how the upperclassmen on our team have taken in the young guys that come in January. I mean, guys like Caleb Edwards didn't come in until the summer, big, highly touted basketball player, and so he wanted to play his spring there. But those guys are really important to our success of our team. I don't care if it's Latsier Brooks and Michael Carroll and Justin Hill, you can go right on down the line,
Sure.
Across the board. We all know who there are. There's 7, 8, 9 guys that are key contributors and starters, on either side of the ball. And so they've been big time for us. I think we play as many freshmen on special teams as really anyone in the country. Mm-hmm. And, that's another piece of it, too. Those guys are getting a lot of reps. They're developing, not just when they're starters on the football field on offense, defense, but also all those reps they're getting running down in these environments and in the SEC schedule we're playing and going making plays there on special teams as well.
Got a great question from the live stream, Coach, from Jared in Houston, Texas. He says, hey, Coach, when preparing for a rivalry game like this, how do you keep the team focused and level-headed, not too high, not too low, and ready to go kick some tail at the same time?
Yeah, I challenge them. I challenge them, first of all, to understand how great of an opportunity this is. And so it being Thanksgiving week, we really talk about on Sunday, how awesome it is for them to play in this game and how many people would love to be in their shoes. And so, you get that perspective and how grateful you are. And then you teach the history of the game a little bit. And, it's an awesome, people can get caught up in the what ifs and all that, and really that doesn't matter, because what you got to do is you got to channel all your energy into the days that we're going through right now and the preparation, because the game's going to come and go, and what you put into preparation is what's going to come out of it. And so I think challenging them on the maturity and the things that we've been through together, whether it's the environments we've been in throughout the SEC, going on the road, we got to take those experiences and understand. I don't care if it's handling noise. I don't care if it's the emotions, the ups and downs, the physicality. I feel like we got a pretty emotional, mature team. And I said it's got to be that way. It's got to be that way in a game like this, because it could be one penalty here, one penalty there that makes the difference. And so last year I thought we did a pretty good job of keeping them in check, and we had a couple penalties there in the second half, and it gave them a little bit of life. They went down the field and scored, and that happened a couple times last year. We've been really good this year, and it needs to continue to stay that way.
Coach, let's go back to the phones. Robert down in Greenville, Alabama. Go ahead, Robert. All right, Robert. Let's instead go to Tommy in Leeds and see if we can get Tommy. Go ahead, buddy. Oh, 2 for 2 on that. We got dial tones both times. Sorry. Let's talk about what you see from Auburn on a special team standpoint. Coach, we talked some offense, some defense. Give us a little bit of a preview of what we can expect from them there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just more athletes that can make plays in space, and very similar probably to the Oklahoma, the South Carolina guys in the return game, guys that can make plays. And so we got to be on top of it. Every time the ball is kicked, you're talking 40 yards. I'm talking about the kickoff, kick returns, punt returns in particular. And so, that's field position. Turnovers and explosives and special teams, stops on fourth down. Those are when the biggest field position flips can happen. And so we got to be all over it.
Bouncing around a lot on this, I know, but let's go back to the Thanksgiving theme for just a second. I know you don't get a chance to really, we talk about this. Holidays are just another day on the calendar when it's within football season. But from a reflection standpoint, give me some of the things you're thankful for besides the table that's just two away from us there.
Yeah, and I got the older one. Took a red eye, got home this morning, and so
awesome.
She's here. I think she crashed and got a few hours, but it's good to see all of them together. Tomorrow, later in the afternoon, get a few hours there together with them as well. But thankful for them, thankful for our staff, just the way they continue to work and come together. Everyone here that has just been open arms to myself, all of us, and of course our players. Our players are just amazing when it comes to how they've just embraced what we've probably tried to bring in here over the last 2 years. You just want it so bad for them because of how they've bought into everything. And so I will say on regarding Thanksgiving, I was walking out of the facility just now and I saw a lot of guys rolling out of there. It's a Thanksgiving meal evening.
Right.
And
so they get to
there
go
was a
enjoy
second
that.
thought I didn't want to leave you high and dry, so I ended up finding a way to get here. But I about took a left instead of a right because it smelled pretty good.
Yeah, understand. It's not bad in here. We can get you taken care of here. I promise you that. Coach, let's get one more question from the audience here before we take a break. Go ahead, buddy. Tell us your name and then give Coach your question.
My name's Landon Smith, and I'm from Gibson, Georgia. And my question is what do you think you're going to be doing for Thanksgiving?
We're going to practice in the morning tomorrow, and we'll have meetings. The guys will lift. We'll try to be done with them around noon with the players, and the coaching staff will stick around and evaluate the film. We have some meetings in the afternoon just for the staff, but the players will get a chance, especially if they are local, to go spend some time with their families, hopefully, or friends. A lot of them will come over later in the afternoon, and our coaches will have a lot of them come and have Thanksgiving meal of some type at the house, because our players will more than likely eat in the facility right after practice and when they're done. And so in the evening or at later afternoon, there'll be opportunities where different groups get together and, just getting ready for Friday. Because Friday we have another practice in the morning, and then we'll hop on the bus and start heading that direction. So that's the next 24 to 48 hours.
Awesome. Thank you, buddy, for the question. Again, we'll take some more here at Baumhower's Victory Grill. More of your questions at 877-202-BAMA as well. And also on the Hey Coach and Kalen DeBoer Show, UA Athletics Hey Coach live stream, available both on Facebook or on YouTube. We're taking a break in a moment, but right now we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. to have you with us here for Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show. Again, the UA Athletics Hey Coach live stream on Facebook or YouTube is available now. And in a few moments, Deontay Lawson will be joining us here on stage. Coach Kalen DeBoer here as well. I'm Chris Stewart. Coach, we got our second question from the the AL.com Alabama football Facebook page. It's from Tamika in Bradenton, Florida. She says, hey, Coach, can you see that this team is very close? Hey, Coach, you can see that this team is very close, especially after last Saturday when the reserves were playing. How important is team chemistry when you face these tough SEC battles? Thank you, and roll tide from Tamika in Bradenton, Florida.
Yeah, it's huge. And these guys have been extremely intentional going back all the way to January, just building the individual relationships with each other, the trust and belief in each other. It happens through seeing each other just make the sacrifices, commit to the team and our philosophy and who we want to be. There's just a lot that goes into it. It doesn't happen overnight. And that's how, when things aren't perfect all the time, whether it's production on the field or something, happens day to day. Life hits some of these guys, and they're there to support each other. They're there to help each other through it. And like the question said or asked, it's important to have that support. Because there's going to be moments in this game. There's going to be adversity that hits, and really trying to make it temporary, trying to make sure that we move on. That isn't just one person, that's our entire team that has to do that. And so them pulling each other through it is critical, especially in these big SEC games.
Coach, want to get you to talk, even though he's not with us here yet. He will be shortly. Sometimes I know you say it's tough to talk about guys when they're sitting right there. Tell us about Deontay Lawson and what the young man at Mobile has meant to you in these 2 years and the transitional aspect of it from one to the next.
Well, he's easy to talk about whether he's here or not, because he knows how I feel about him. And, he didn't get a chance to play in this game a year ago. Just everything coming back from last year's injury. And, I think the season at the beginning, expected. I mean, it takes a little bit because he was right on track and doing the things he's doing, and the amount of volume that our training staff had him on. We knew the football he was going to be playing the second half of the season was going to be much better than the earlier part. And he just kept focused. He's kept his head down. He stayed the course. And he is running faster than he's ever run. He's as passionate. I think that was probably the one thing I was think was going to be hardest for him to get through is there was probably a mindset that he was going to move on to the next level a year ago. And when all of a sudden adversity hit him, hit him up beside the head here a little bit, he found a way to regroup, trusted his teammates, and now that he's been all in, going back to, the off season and now through the fall, man, he is on another level, and his passion is greater than I've ever seen it since I've been here in the last 2 years, and his leadership is on point, and he's just, I think, really enjoying the journey that he's been on, and it's going to be a great story down the road that he can tell.
Got a question again from the Alabama Athletics Facebook page, Coach. It says, the Iron Bowl always brings out the best in both teams. What's your message to the guys heading into such an intense rivalry game? That's from Derek.
Yeah, the key is that we do need to be at our best, and that only comes through the work, the preparation, all the things that we've been talking about, and so just like a lot of what I'm talking about with Deontay, you just got to continue to stay the course through the week, through the game, and there's going to be great plays that are made out there, but it's all within what they're capable of. And so just do your job, to continue to do it at a high level, trust the other guys around you.
Coach, let's go back to phones. Let's try Tommy again in Leeds. Go ahead, Tommy.
Hey, Coach. Happy Thanksgiving and roll tide. I was going to ask you a question, Coach. Do you think the team is going to be locked in this week when we go to Auburn and face that hostile environment up there at Jordan-Hare? And I hang up and listen, Coach.
Yeah, no, I think these guys are ready to go, and it's week 12, and this is the time. If you'd asked them at the beginning of the year, they got a chance to play this game, and it leads to them going on to have another opportunity to play in a conference championship. I think they would have signed the dotted line right then and there. And so, they're excited about this opportunity. This game, and just by itself alone, is exciting, and everything that comes along with it. We don't worry about which way or how it goes. Do we just focus on what we can control?
If I could get you to take a 30,000-foot view for just a moment, Coach. For Alabama, this is familiar territory. For you, this is familiar territory as well, because it was just 2 years ago, you were coaching in the national championship game when you were at Washington. You've played for league titles. You've won league titles. Year 2 has been a really good year. Can you put a finger on not necessarily why year 2 is better than year 1, but why year 2 you're able to not just go from getting yourself and your program established, but being one that contends for or wins a championship?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's your systems are in place. The guys understand your systems. You've been able to talk through the examples you've been in and been through together, and how that worked out or it didn't work out from year 1, and they're real. And so, you try to always learn from other people's mistakes, right? Especially in year 1, You're trying to put these examples and that example, and I hate to say it, but it means a lot more when it's things that you went through together.
Right.
And the relationships are another year along, and so when you're working together and you need to have real talk, you can do it because those relationships are tight. And guys across our board, whether it's staff or players, everyone understands that whatever is said, it's only to help us be better. It's not something personal. It's not something that guys just think it's them singled out. It is for us to be better. It's for them to be better individually. And I think that accountability piece has just, continued to grow. And when you have people and you can really kind of make sure that you surround yourself with people who care, people who are, high character, people who are hardworking, and you enjoy walking down the hall or on the football field or in the locker room, whatever it is, weight room, and you enjoy seeing them every single day. It's amazing what can get accomplished. It's amazing the progress you can make, and that leads you to the opportunities that we have right now.
It's ironic that you went that route and were as specific as you were about seeing guys in the building and the hallway. I was going to ask you about your linebacking core, and specifically Justin Jefferson and Deontay Lawson and what they meant as players. But as I saw Justin's name, I was reminded of last week when I was at practice, and then I was in the building, the weight room, as practice had wrapped up, and I turned, and Justin, who had been on this show just a couple of weeks prior, stopped waiting for me to turn, smiled, stuck his hand out to shake my hand. Look, those are things, I guess, as we get older, we kind of think about as men. Just so impressed, always have been with him, but it was just a kind gesture, I thought, on his part to even acknowledge me, but just the way he did. I know that's indicative of who these young men are in your building, and goes to what you were talking about previously.
He appreciates and understands now what you bring and what you're doing, and how you add to our program as well. And so, just the respect factor for people within our program, but also the people that support us. Our guys appreciate that. And so, again, this Thanksgiving season, the holiday season, I'm proud of our guys and how they have that attitude of gratitude, because I think that, the opposite would be entitlement and things like that. And, everyone's human, and there's things that can happen, but I really love how our guys stay grounded and how they keep each other grounded.
We're going to go to a break in just a second, but I do want to stay with that group for a moment. Deontay's a guy who's been in the program for a while. Yanze Pierre is an Alabama kid, third-year sophomore. Justin's from Tennessee. He understands, and he's been around it, and a fifth-year guy as well. But you got a graduate transfer that's come in that's been a big, big part of what you've done this year. He's been at a couple of different schools. He's a Pennsylvania native, but Nakai Hill-Green is somebody that, Coach, a lot of us didn't know a whole lot about when he came in. And obviously you believe in guys or you don't sign them and bring them in, but at the same time, you don't know really what you got till they get here. Tell me about him.
You don't, but I also caught on really quickly and really, just really greatly appreciated his mindset, because the guys we're talking about, Deontay and Justin, when we were recruiting Nakai, those two guys really weren't expected to be back.
Right.
Deontay really still thinking that he was going to move on to the NFL, and then also Justin with the JC ruling not yet having it happened.
Right.
We were trying to find someone who could come in and help us and bring some experience. And when those guys he had committed to us, and when these guys said or found out that they could come back or were going to come back, we really made sure with Nakai he understood, because we wanted to be truthful in our recruitment.
Sure.
That, hey, this scenario changed. And he's like, Coach, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. This is what I came here to be. I came here to be part of something special. I'm ready to take my role on and whatever it is. And, man, you can see the role he's had for us. And he's every single day just continue to get better. He appreciates this place. He's got humility. I think, there's a lot that a person brings to your team, but I think there's also a lot that we bring to him, and he sees that, feels it, and he's taking advantage of it as well.
Awesome. Coach, the segment of the show is brought to us by Coca-Cola. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola, that's a winning combo. Fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola. We're coming back, one more segment with Coach Kalen DeBoer here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Second down and 9. They'll hand it off again. Ball's on the deck. Recovered by Alabama. The Tide came up with a loose football, and the Crimson Tide on the takeaway by Deontay Lawson. Ray Hubbard delivered the hit that knocked it loose, and the Tide takes it over deep in dog territory.
They did indeed. Biggest dog in the yard, Deontay Lawson, here with us at Baumhower's Victory Grill, the Mobile Christian product, Mobile, Alabama. Great to see you. Appreciate you taking time to be here. A couple of things real quick with you. You're going to get your master's next month. How proud are you that you're able to leave here with 2 degrees from University of Alabama?
Man, it's an unbelievable feeling. First in my family to do so. So it means a lot for my parents, and just doing everything to make them proud. So feel good for me.
We're proud of you as well, Captain. Second straight year, amazing to be named once but twice. An incredible honor. Tell us how much it means to you to be one of only 16 players in Alabama history to be named a two-time captain.
Man, it's truly an honor. I'm blessed and highly favored. I put all my faith in Jesus Christ, and he's just led me into this position, and I'm super grateful. I never take it for granted. And I just try to be the best player I can be for my team and the best teammate that I can be. So, yeah, I definitely don't take it lightly, and it's an honor for me.
It's unbelievable honor. That's again 2 sets of hand and footprints there at Denny Chimes. When all is said and done, we honor you next A-Day weekend doing that. You've had a lot of great teammates. Who are some players who've helped you become the player you are today?
And that's a great one. Man, first, I got to say my dog, Henry Toa. Man, he really showed me how to be a pro in everything that I do. And, really just to take that extra step in whatever it needs to be, whether that's getting more treatment or studying more film or just anything, man. So I'll definitely say Henry Toa. Obviously, guys like Christian Harris, Will Anderson, just watching those guys and seeing how they move, definitely took some from their game. But, man, my dog Henry, he definitely showed me the way for sure.
That's awesome. That position, you just named some great ones, but Alabama's had some phenomenal linebackers through the year. You don't have to walk very far in that football building, and all the greats that are throughout there, a bunch of them are linebackers. How much pride you take in being part of that incredible group?
Man, like I said, it's just truly an honor for me to be here. It's something I always dreamed about. Growing up, I didn't think I was going to play linebacker when I was growing up. I was actually on the offensive side, playing a little running back here and there. But yeah, man, I take so much pride in it. Just being an Alabama football player in general. It truly means the world for me, and I never took it for granted, never will.
Yeah, I understand that.
He threw that running back thing out there on purpose in front of us.
He looked dead at you.
Justin Jefferson did the same thing a few weeks back. So.
They all. You opened that can of worms, Coach. Right. Let me ask you this: growing up in the state, what does the Iron Bowl mean to you?
Man, this game just has so much history, so much tradition, and just growing up and watching the Iron Bowl in the living room, man, and just imagining that to be you one day, and to be here right now, or to be going on my 5th Iron Bowl, man, it's truly an honor. I'm just blessed and grateful, and ready to get to work again.
We'll let you not give us the scout, but I'll get you to tell me what you feel like you guys have to do on Saturday to get the win we all want to see you have.
Yeah. Well, defensively, the first thing we got to do, we got to be able to stop the run. They want to run the football, limit their explosive plays downfield, and really take the ball off of them, get some takeaways, get the ball back to our offense, and let them do what they do. And we got to dominate the environment, and we'll be all right.
We'll be all right, Coach. Hard to believe we've gotten almost to the end of this, but I do want you to share just we talked about the person, but from a football standpoint, tell us about Deontay and what his skill set brings to the table and what has made him such a special player.
Well, it's experience, right? It's experience and having gone through it. It's understanding of what it takes, year-round to build yourself up to be able to be ready in this spot. And I think, then there's the inward piece, I think, that I shared before he got here on last year, and just his growth and his journey, and just how he's man, just as the season's gone on, played better and better and better. And that's expected because, again, he's working through an injury a year ago, and he's playing his best ball this last half of the season in the most important games. And then I think, the calls all go through him. We can communicate through a player on the field, and, Coach Womack able to make the calls through Deontay, and him be able to communicate, be able to get everyone set. There's a lot happening within a short amount of time there, and he's able to process that and then go execute himself. So can you imagine trying to think through things and you got a coach yelling in your ear? I actually can't think that through, because that is something that we didn't have, and he's able to do that and do it at a high level.
Coach, time for the final word. It's presented by McCurry Van and Car Rental. What's the final word you got for folks tonight?
Yeah, hard to believe week 12, and that means the Iron Bowl, and so just excited for another great challenge, obviously on the road, and an important one for our program, an important one for this team, but excited to continue to work here the next couple days and get ready to go.
Always appreciate your time. Happy Thanksgiving and happy Iron Bowl to you
happy
both
Thanksgiving
as well.
to all of you. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Coach Kalen DeBoer and Deontay Lawson joining us here from Baumhower's Victory Grill. Hey, Coach, and the Kalen DeBoer Show presented by Alfa Insurance, Auto, Home, Life, Business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. Coming back to wrap it up after this on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. UNTC Tuscaloosa, where Barkley makes it easy, sponsoring the James Spann Game Day weather forecast. Time for us to take a look at what's on tap next for Bama, presented by Coors Light. Crimson Tide fans choose to chill with an ice-cold Coors Light. As next up, of course, Auburn, Saturday, Jordan-Hare Stadium. The broadcast will start at 3:30 Central on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, presented by Learfield. The game will be brought to you by Visit Tuscaloosa, where the Tide rolls all year long. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Visit Tuscaloosa is your go-to resource for all things happening in our great city. Check out all the upcoming events at visittuscaloosa.com. And also a special thanks to Christopher Mobley. That's the preferred luxury clothing provider of the Crimson Tide Sports Network crew. Do want to remind you that if you missed any portion of tonight's show, you can always catch it on demand on our Alabama Insider podcast. Download and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. The Vice President, General Manager of the Crimson Tide Sports Network is Jim Carabin. Our producer, engineer, as always, Tom Stipe. Our studio engineer tonight has been Lucy Williams, and our social media producer is Ethan Carabin. Thank you to Coach Dan Waters, Roger Hoover, Coach Kalen DeBoer, Deontay Lawson, all for joining us. I'm Chris Stewart. Hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving, a very Crimson Iron Bowl. Thank you for joining us. Roll Tide, everybody.